Action.
Hi, I'm Dr. Craig, and this is the video for design ergonomics, just to give you an introduction to the practice and some of the things that we have, some of the things that we would like. So this is our office. It's on Main Street in Monroe. It was built in 1959, 1960, and an add-on was done in 1962. As we move closer and film the office, as we move closer, the windows up top, they covered those over. The windows used to go all the way up apparently, and they covered them over because in the sun it would just get blisteringly hot inside. I would like to have central air put into the building so that we can monitor the temperature and actually get those windows back, because I think it would look really cool. It's kind of got like a, I don't want to say a mid-century modern feel because it's kind of small for that, but it was built around that era, and it's got some things to that, and I'd like to kind of drive it towards that a little bit. Coming on into the front, obviously some of the smaller things, the windows need to be changed out. They're really old, aluminum, not very efficient. The door is ugly as hell and needs to be changed out. But these are things that we can do. And I don't know how important it is for the actual design. Stepping into the waiting room, I do like the wood on the top and the wood beams. I hate these things, but we can change those out. It's actually pretty big, but again, we have these noisy air conditioners that are constantly running, so I would like to get more of a centralized air unit. Moving forward to the reception area, one thing we have this little stub wall here that theoretically has storage around here, and the office was really designed for just one person sitting up here. What I would like to see is more open space so we can have 2 desks up here, or 2 workstations up here, and 2 phones. Moving towards the back. Before that, why don't we just spin around and so you can see everything. And back over here. We have the charts in this area. We are in the middle of going chartless now, so I'm hoping that'll be gone. I would like those cabinets kind of gone, and again, just a workstation that kind of flows, where we have 2 places where we can talk to patients if we have to, or answer phones or greet patients. Moving into this area, just by default, this is turned into like the back office area, as well as a little bit of a storage and the lounge area. The building has a semi-full basement. It covers probably about 75% of the building, has a full basement down below, and I would like to move the staff lounge area down there and have this again for 2 workstations, kind of getting rid of this wall so it's one big room. This had no drywall on it. When I got in here, it's not really a load-bearing wall, so opening this one up doesn't seem like it'd be a big deal. But again, we need 2 workstations back here, giving us a total of 4 phones, 4 phones and 4 computers to work on, and getting some of this back office stuff out, or the refrigerator, coffee pot, staff stuff. Again, getting rid of these things. Going down the hallway, it used to have one of those accordion doors that were really popular back in the 70s, but we got rid of that. This is the bathroom over here. It's occupied right now. I don't think it complies to the current code, but we've never really had a major inspection on it. We'll get back to that in just a second. The operatories are pretty good sized. This one, we call this one room Op 1, and then we move towards the north end of the building, and it goes up 2, 3, and 4. This one really is only set up to do hygiene appointments. And so they're pretty ample in size. I think they're 10.5 feet wide by 11 feet long. I love the light that those bring in. I just don't know if we necessarily need a door. If we can get a window or something in there later on, I'd like to upgrade those. You can see the lighting is awful. And it's, you know, it's where we store the Zoom stuff too. Into the bathroom that was just across the doorway from that. It's a small space. But again, has gone through a number of renditions as far as semi fixing it up. But it even with just what we have here, it still seems really crowded in here. And the fan is really loud. Moving over here, this is the workstation for the Panorex machine. This used to be the dark room that's listed on the original plans. Obviously, we switched up to digital. We don't need it, but it is, you know, kind of a good out-of-the-way cubby for the Panorex machine that seems to be working very well for us in that way. This is Op 2. Again, we primarily use it for hygiene. It's got a pass-through X-ray machine that services this room and the next room. We can do some restorative in here, but typically we don't. It's the single entry. Again, pretty good size room. Moving down to Op 3. Oh, we're going to look at these next. So this is the pass-through system that we use for right now currently. We have tray setups. I think back in the 60s this was revolutionary. And so it opens on the lab side, it opens on this side. I don't know if anybody opens it on this side. I think we just grab it from the other side. But anyhow, that's what we have for this, and a little bit more storage here. Moving down to Op 3, this is where the building originally terminated, and then they added on the other section after that. To get to Op 4, we have to cross through Op 3 into Op 4. Again, it has the pass-through X-ray machine, and coming this way. So into Op 4, this is listed as half of the laboratory on the original plans. This wall was not there on the original plans, but they decided way back when to make this into an operatory, and then the doctor's office is the other side of it. Again, decent sized space. This section right here, this part right here, he used to do a lot of ortho back in the 70s and 80s, and he would keep all the model work there, so it's just big closets. But for counter space, that's what we've been using it for. We do have a pass-through door over here that goes into the doctor's office, but as you can see, it's got so much stuff here, we don't really use it at present. So moving out of Op 4, out of Op 3, and this is the entryway into this area. We have the staff bathroom here. It's actually bigger than the regular bathroom. Again, you can see everything's pretty dated. This coming in here, this is the doctor's office and the chief financial advisor's office, cash here. It doesn't quite run the entire width of the building, so we get a smaller office here. We're talking about blowing this wall out and making it the full width of the building. That would give us, ample space to have another full-size operatory over here. One of my biggest problems is, if we were to turn this into the fifth operatory, what do we do back over here with the bathroom and the pass-through, and patients have to walk into here from this direction. So those are one of my biggest concerns as far as, you know, spatially what that's going to look like. Here we just have a little cubby where we keep some of the Invisalign cases and just supplies. Now back around over here, this is our kind of catch-all area. That's the sterilization area over there. Also supply area. This is where the staff keep all their stuff. Again, I would like to move that down below eventually. Our lab area is right here, and it kind of starts coinciding with everything else that we have to do. So we rely a lot on the drawers to keep our store supplies on. And I love these cabinets. I mean, they just really need to be refinished, and they're super sturdy, and they have a great look to them. But the problem is you know, just knowing when stuff is out sometimes can be a problem, especially smaller stuff that we're not using every day. So we can probably go on in there and just take a quick peek around. Again, it's this is the other side on the left, the other side of the pass-through closets system that he has. And 2 sinks, fans, plenty of lighting. And whatnot. And so now we're going to move kind of towards the outside of the building and talk a little bit about where I'd like to add on space and enclose, and then move down to the basement area as well. Again, if we take a look at this area here, we can see this is where the building ends, and the roof line would actually allow us to take the building out to here, which is much more than what we actually need, and just fill that space in with building, and try to get a bigger space out of it. So that's one of the things I want to talk to you guys about after the plans are kind of digitized. Turning all the way around, we can see this sloping area goes down to the basement. I definitely want to enclose this area, so you know, if we're going to use the basement down below, we don't have slick concrete or anything like this. This is an 8-inch wall. I mean, it can totally support a little wall there. Talked to the contractor, and he said that's not a big deal. At the end of the slope, in this little entryway into the downstairs and above the door, we would like to expand the building out this way as far as reasonably allowed by code, but expand it out somewhere in this area as long as it hits the code requirement for the amount. So I would like to see a space here. My original thought would be putting a door there, and that could be the new doctor's office or the new bathroom or something like that. But again, that's kind of the only other spot that we would like to grab space if we can. Again, this being all enclosed when we're done. Coming down into the basement. Right now it's the dungeon and the store hall for everything. It's a little loud because we also have the mechanical room down here. As you can see, it's full of stuff, but it's a good sized space. I would like to close off the mechanical room in order to get a little bit of sound protection from that. Clean this area up and have a little kitchenette installed with the refrigerator, and have a little space for, you know, staff to come down here and, you know, keep their stuff and whatnot. Again, there's got to be a lot of cleanup as far as that goes. If we could get another bathroom down here, that would be great too, but I'll talk to the contractor and see about whether or not that's a feasible thing. Most of the plumbing, the thing I do love about this building is most of the plumbing, electrical, and all of that is just right out here in the open. Seeing as how most of the operatories are going to be on this side of the building, I'm not I don't mind having it seen. Over here, we can actually wall this space off and have it for the staff, and have this be, again, storage, mechanical area, things of that nature, an area to run all the wires, run all the pipes, to do any of the refit that we want on the building. So that's pretty much the building as I see it. Again, my main goal is to get more space up front for the call center, more greeting space for the front reception area, and then get at least 5 units into this place are the mandate. I think that going from 4 to 5 units justifies the cost of a remodel. If you guys can work magic and get 6 without too much of a compromise as far as space, that would be great. I'd love to look at it, but 5 is the magic number that I think we need to get to. Thank you very much.